Today we are going to learn a lesson from an African impala. An African impala is this animal you are seeing jumping here. An African impala is famous because of its ability to jump. An African impala can jump up to 3 meters high and 7 meters across. It can jump over a 7-meter wide river or road without touching it anywhere. It can jump over you because I believe you are not 3 meters tall. But then there is one thing that you need to know about an African impala. If you go to a zoo, you will find an African impala caged, surrounded by a 1 meter tall perimeter wall. 1 meter tall perimeter wall, and the impala cannot jump. Why can't it jump a 1 meter tall perimeter fence when it can jump 3 meters high? This is what I want you to learn. Number one, the reason why an impala cannot jump a 1 meter tall wall is this. Impala cannot jump unless it is sure of where the feet will land. It cannot jump unless it sees where the feet will land. So when it is enclosed in that 1 meter tall fence or perimeter wall, it can't see the other side and therefore will not be sure where the feet will land, and therefore it cannot jump. That is why it will remain in that zoo forever. That is something positive. That you should not just jump, just make move without taking the necessary precaution on what will happen thereafter. Something to learn. That is lesson number one. Don't just make a move. Take time, reflect, and see. Try to see what are the possible landing areas. But now the flip side of this. Now that the African impala cannot jump without seeing where it will land, the African impala will remain a prisoner of the zoo. It will not have the permission or the ability to go out and roam freely where they do well. So that is a disadvantage to it, remaining a prisoner because you don't want to move to where you cannot see. Number three, the impala thinks that the war is everywhere. Because the impala sees a war ahead of them, the impala thinks that the whole world is a war. And if they jump, they will have nowhere to land. If the impala knew that the war is it is just 1 feet wide, the impala would jump and see where to land when it is up over the wall. But because the impala thinks from where the war begins, the war does not end, it extends to infinity, the impala remains a prisoner there. This applies to real life. There are people who, whenever they are faced with a problem, whenever they have a small issue, they think this is going to kill them. This will remain and extend to eternity. This goes to infinity. It is not the case. This is just a wall that is just less than 1 feet wide. If you can make a jump, for sure you will land. The fourth lesson you should draw from this is this. You need to take an action of faith. If at all the African impala can believe in herself and jump, definitely the impala will land somewhere and will land safely and will be free to roam free. But because does not believe in doing things they cannot see, they don't believe they will land if they don't see where they will land. Therefore, they will remain prisoners forever. So you must take an action of faith in life to go where nobody has gone, to make way where there is none, to pursue what nobody else has pursued. You must have that faith and a desire to see what lies ahead for you to move. There are so many places people have refused to move away from because they can't see the other side. People are dying. People are prisoners in abusive marriages. People are sticking in profit-making businesses because they don't want to venture in a new one. People are remaining in exploitative forms of employment, and they can't dare go out because they don't know where they will land. They can't see where their feet will land if they leave this one. People are fearing to get into marriages because they don't know what kind of a person they will meet. They don't know where they are going to get food for the children. They don't know what happens once they marry. You have to believe that it shall be well and get that step ahead. People are fearing to buy for elections because they don't know whether they will win or not. They can't see the footing. You don't need to see the footing. You need to believe that if you jump, finally you will land. You must land. People are fearing to get into career hobby. There are people who have the hobbies, but they cannot turn that hobby into a career. You can sing, but you are fearful. You don't know people will receive your music. You can do comedy, but you fear people will not receive it. There is something you can do, but because you can't see what will happen, you can't see yourself somewhere succeeding, you can't attempt. You must see beyond the wall. Let's say, what if the Impala jumped high 3 meters and came down to the same spot? Would the Impala see the other side of the wall? Would the Impala see that there is somewhere to land on the other side? Definitely yes. But because the Impala remains there, seeing the wall, not making any attempt, it will remain a prisoner of that zoo and will never come out of that. You will never have the opportunity to interact with the other impalas. You will never have the opportunity to roam around the savannah grassland. So I want you to pick three things here. That if you must make a step ahead, for you to move, you need three things. You need faith. You need to believe that there is somewhere that you will land once you are above the wall. Two, you must have desire. You must have the desire to do something. You must have that desire. If you have the desire, you will always have a way. If there is will, if there is will, there will be a way. If the Impala has the will to go out, the Impala will jump 3 meters high and they look out, come back to the same spot. And they see it is green and safe to land outside there. And it will jump. But because it has no desire to see what lies behind the wall, it will remain there. Number three, you must make an attempt. If you don't make an attempt, you will remain there. If you make an attempt, you can fail or you can win. Faith, desire, attempt. Belief, desire.